Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel of Indian Astrology. Today we will discuss the 6th house of the horoscope, but before that, we will cover some basic information about the entire horoscope. I will be teaching you in YouTube channel of Indian Astrology from the basics to advanced levels. First, it's important to know that the horoscope has 12 houses, 12 zodiac signs, and 9 planets, but 2 of these planets are considered shadow planets. First, we will learn about the 12 houses of the horoscope and where they are located in the birth chart. First, the first house comes here. Then the second house comes here. After that, the third house comes here. And then the fourth house comes here. Later, the fifth house comes here. Then the sixth house comes here. After that, the seventh house comes here. And then the eighth house comes here. Later, the ninth house comes here. Then the 10th house comes here. After that, the 11th house comes here. And finally, the 12th house comes here. The 12 houses are always fixed. That means the 12 houses never change. Now we will learn about the 12 zodiac signs. The positions of these 12 signs and 9 planets in the 12 houses of the horoscope will be changed depending on the person's date of birth, place of birth, and exact time of birth. Now we know the names of all 12 zodiac signs. And we know the numbers assigned to each of those signs. Aries is number 1. Taurus is number 2. Gemini is number 3. Cancer is number 4. Leo is number 5. Virgo is number 6. Libra is number 7. Scorpio is number 8. Sagittarius is number 9. Capricorn is number 10. Aquarius is number 11. And Pisces is number 12. The names of the 9 planets are Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. Among these, Rahu and Ketu are called shadow planets. The zodiac signs and planets are connected to each other by numbers. This is referred to as the ruling planet of the zodiac sign. Out of the 9 planets, 7 are assigned ownership of the zodiac signs. Rahu and Ketu are not assigned physical signs. The Sun is assigned to only one zodiac sign, which is Leo, and the zodiac sign number for Leo is 5. The Moon is assigned only one zodiac sign, which is Cancer, and the ruling planet number for Cancer is 4. The planet Mars is assigned to 2 zodiac signs, Aries and Scorpio. The zodiac sign number for Aries is 1, and the zodiac sign number for Scorpio is 8. The planet Mercury is assigned to 2 zodiac signs, Gemini and Virgo. The zodiac sign number for Gemini is 3, and the zodiac sign number for Virgo is 6. The planet Jupiter has been assigned 2 zodiac signs, which are Sagittarius and Pisces. The zodiac sign number for Sagittarius is 9 and the zodiac sign number for Pisces is 12. The planet Venus is assigned to 2 zodiac signs, Taurus and Libra. The zodiac sign number for Taurus is 2, and the zodiac sign number for Libra is 7. The planet Saturn is assigned 2 zodiac signs, Capricorn and Aquarius. The zodiac sign number for Capricorn is 10, and the zodiac sign number for Aquarius is 11. Each house, sign, and planet in a horoscope has its own unique characteristics. By studying and combining all these characteristics, we can predict the future of any individual. In today's video, we will study and discuss the 6th house of the horoscope in detail. What are the main significations of the 6th house? The 6th house is called Shashtha Bhava in Sanskrit. It is also called the house of disease, debt, and enemies. From the 6th house, we can determine how you fight illness, how much enemies influence you, how you recover from debt and lawsuits, how will your performance be in your job, service? Will the person face court cases and disputes? What will the person's daily life and routine be like? What will the person's maternal relatives be like? The 6th house reflects the stomach, intestines, digestion, chronic illness, and mental stress. For example, if a person's 6th house is weak, there is a chance of frequent stomach upset. If a person's 6th house is strong, recovery is faster. The 6th house also reflects enemies, such as office politics, competitors, and hidden adversaries. Example: if a person's 6th house is strong, their enemies are defeated. If a person's 6th house is weak, the person is mentally disturbed. The person's debt, bank loan, borrowing, and financial pressure are seen from the 6th house. The 6th house shows the person's lawsuit, dispute, court case, legal fights, and property dispute. From the 6th house, the person's job, service, government, private, job employees, subordinates are seen. The 6th house shows the native's competition, UPSC, SSC, bank exams, sports, career competition. What are the characteristics of the 6th house? It is the house of accumulation. Houses 3, 6, 10, and 11 are called accumulations because these houses strengthen over time. Malefic planets such as Mars, Saturn, and Rahu can often yield good results here, as they destroy enemies in the 6th house. What are the good and bad effects of all the planets on the 6th house? If a person has Scorpio as their ascendant in his horoscope, then the 6th house in the birth chart, D1, is Aries and the Sun is placed there. This position is considered special because Mars is the ruler of Aries. The Sun is exalted in Aries, and the 6th house is the house of growth. Therefore, this combination often leads to victory over enemies and success in competition. The person confronts opponents directly and wins. Success in government jobs, administration, police, and the army. Success in exams like the UPSC, SSC comes after several attempts. The person does not give up even in difficult circumstances. The Sun in Aries in the 6th house is generally considered a very strong and victorious position. It makes the person combative, administratively capable, and competitive, but it is important to take care of ego and health. If a person has Taurus sign as their ascendant in his horoscope, then Libra is in the 6th house of the D1 birth chart and the Sun is placed in it. Then this situation is considered special because Venus is the lord of Libra. Sun is debilitated in Libra. The 6th house is the house of accumulation. Hence the power of Sun is considered less here. But due to the nature of the 6th house, learning and improvement is possible through struggle. Due to the weak sun, opponents may initially dominate. Libra is the sign of justice, hence there may be court cases, agreements, contract disputes. Sun is the factor of father, hence there may be disagreement of views with the father. The person may have problems related to kidney, sugar, low BP, fatigue. Sun of Libra in the 6th house generally gives struggle. If a person has Sagittarius sign as their ascendant in his horoscope, then the 6th house of the D1 birth chart is Taurus and the moon is placed there. This is considered a special and powerful position because Venus, the ruler of Taurus, and the moon is exalted in Taurus. The 6th house is the house of struggle and competition, meaning the moon is strong here, and the individual can handle conflict emotionally. Individuals remain calm and defeat opponents. A strong moon provides memory and mental balance. This moon brings success in banking, hotels, the food industry, medical or nursing services. Although the 6th house is the house of illness, an exalted moon ensures quick recovery. If a person has Gemini as their ascendant in his horoscope, then the 6th house of the D1 birth chart is occupied by Scorpio and the moon is placed there. This situation is considered sensitive because Mars is the ruler of Scorpio. The moon is debilitated in Scorpio, and the 6th house is the house of conflict and mental pressure. Therefore, this combination can cause mental and emotional ups and downs. The person takes even small matters to heart in the office. Secret enemies or backbiting keep criticizing the person. The person may face health problems related to the reproductive organs, hormonal imbalance, urine infection, and a tendency towards depression. The person may face financial problems due to emotional decisions. If a person has Leo sign as their ascendant in his horoscope, then Capricorn is placed in the 6th house of the D1 birth chart and Mars is placed in it. This is considered a very powerful combination because Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, and the 6th house is the house of growth, meaning this combination often leads to victory over enemies, discipline, and success in competition. If a person is in a government job, they receive promotion after tough competition. Mars provides energy and courage, and the 6th house represents enemies, so they defeat their opponents strategically. Capricorn symbolizes discipline, and Mars symbolizes hard work and action, so they achieve success in the UPSC, Army, Police, and Engineering. They often win court cases after a long struggle. They have strong working abilities and achieve success in the Army, Police, Engineering, Administrative Services, and Construction, technical fields. If a person has Aquarius sign as their ascendant in his horoscope, then the 6th house of the D1 birth chart is Cancer and Mars is placed in it. Then it is considered a mixed and sensitive situation because the Lord of Cancer is Moon. Mars is debilitated in Cancer. The 6th house is the house of conflict, Upachaya Bhava. This means that here the energy of Mars becomes emotional and instead of direct aggression, internal tension can arise. The person can get emotional easily, can keep anger inside, sometimes reacts at the wrong time. The person reacts emotionally instead of fighting openly. In case of opposition in the office, Instead of being aggressive immediately, he takes tension inside. Health problems: stomach and digestive problems, acidity, blood pressure, weakness in the chest or lungs, financial loss due to emotional decisions. Mars being debilitated can increase quarrels in the family. If a person has Aries sign as their ascendant in his horoscope, then the 6th house of D1 birth chart has Virgo sign and Mercury is situated in it. Then this is considered a very strong and influential position because the Lord of Virgo sign is Mercury itself. Mercury is exalted in Virgo and is in its own sign. The 6th house is the house of growth, progress through struggle. Hence this combination often gives victory over enemies through intelligence and success in the service sector. A person wins a court case with his logical reasoning, sharp mind, analytical ability, strong in mathematics, logic, can achieve success in UPSC, banking, accounting, IT sector. A person can get out of debt by making financial plans. If a person's birth chart is Libra as their ascendant, and the 6th house of the D1 birth chart is Pisces, and Mercury is placed there, this situation is considered mixed because Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces, Mercury is debilitated in Pisces, and the 6th house is the house of conflict and competition, Upachaya Bhava, meaning there is a conflict between intellect, logic, and emotion, faith, imagination. Mercury bestows the ability for logic, mathematics, and analysis, while Pisces bestows the ability for emotion, imagination, and spirituality. The individual may sometimes be weak in practical decision-making, emotionally driven, and easily influenced by others. They may misunderstand the other person's intentions. They may trust someone at work, only to later turn out to be their adversary. Legal or documentary mistakes, contract errors, paperwork errors, health problems related to the nervous system, digestion, allergies, mental stress, emotional spending, or financial losses from wrong investments can all be a potential problem. If a person has Aquarius as their ascendant, and the 6th house of the birth chart is occupied by Cancer, and Jupiter is placed there, this is considered a highly auspicious position. Cancer is ruled by the Moon, and Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. The 6th house is the house of growth, so this combination often bestows victory through religious wisdom, moral victory, and blessings over enemies. The individual wins court cases not through unfair means, but through righteousness and justice. The individual often wins court cases after a long period of time based on truth. The individual experiences protection from disease, a speedy recovery, the availability of a good doctor, and learning from illness. Jupiter provides wisdom and guidance, so the individual receives sound financial advice. The individual finds success in the fields of service and education. The individual can become a teacher, doctor, counselor, or spiritual guide. Jupiter in Cancer in the 6th house is generally considered a very auspicious and protective position, as Jupiter is exalted here. It helps the individual overcome enemies through righteousness, morality, and wisdom. It also protects against health and debt problems. But one should be careful of excessive kindness and trust. If a person has Leo as their ascendant, and the 6th house of their birth chart, D1, is Capricorn, and Jupiter is placed there, this situation is considered mixed to challenging because Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. Jupiter is debilitated in Capricorn, and the 6th house represents struggle and action. Upachaya bhava. There may be a conflict between knowledge, guru, and rigorous action, practicality, Capricorn. Jupiter symbolizes knowledge, religion, and expansion, and Capricorn symbolizes discipline, action, and practicality. The person understands the principles, but may struggle to apply them in practice. Internally ethical, externally practical. Jupiter in Capricorn is generally considered a challenging position because Jupiter is debilitated here. Struggles, delays, and administrative problems may arise early in the person's life. However, if there is Nichabanga or auspicious aspect, the person ultimately achieves victory through hard work. Success in life is achieved slowly but permanently. If a person's horoscope is Libra as their ascendant, and the 6th house of the birth chart is Pisces, and Venus is placed there, this is considered a special and powerful position because Jupiter, the ruler of Pisces, exalts Venus in Pisces. The 6th house is the house of progress, upachaya, progress through struggle. Here, Venus, the planet of love, art, and pleasure, is exalted in the house of service and struggle, so the results are profound and action-oriented. The person does not fight, but wins through tact and diplomacy. There may be disputes in the office, but the person handles the situation with a sweet voice. The person may find success in medical, nursing, counseling, NGO, art or design-related services, or through attraction in competitions. Venus in Pisces in the 6th house is generally considered a very auspicious and high position. The person overcomes enemies through service, art, and relationships. However, caution is necessary regarding emotional expenditure and relationships. If a person has Aries as their ascendant, and the 6th house of their birth chart, D1, is Virgo, and Venus is placed there, this situation is considered challenging because Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. Venus is debilitated in Virgo, and the 6th house is the house of struggle and action, upachaya bhava. Here, Venus, the planet of pleasure, love, and luxury, becomes weak in this analytical and critical sign. Venus symbolizes love, relationships, happiness, and art, and Virgo symbolizes logic, analysis, and perfection. The person, overly critical in relationships, they tend to weigh emotions logically. Dissatisfaction over small matters, tension in love and marriage, arguments with partners, conflicts with office romances, and fights over small mistakes are common. The person may experience health problems such as diabetes, hormonal imbalances, skin diseases, and reproductive organ problems. The person's beauty, luxury spending, and medical expenses may increase. Venus in Virgo in the 6th house is generally considered a challenging position because Venus is debilitated here. It can cause relationship tensions, health problems, and dissatisfaction at work. However, if it is well sighted or Nichabanga, A person can find success in service, health, and analytical fields. If a person has Taurus as their ascendant and the 6th house of their birth chart is occupied by Libra and Saturn is placed there, this is considered a very powerful position because Venus, the ruler of Libra, and Saturn is exalted in Libra. The 6th house is the house of progress, meaning progress through struggle. Therefore, this combination often bestows patience, discipline, and long-term victory. Gradual victory over enemies. Saturn does not yield quick results, but it does bring lasting success. A long drawn-out court case ultimately results in your favor. This gives the person success in competition, patience, consistent hard work, discipline, and special opportunities in government exams, law, and administration. The person repays debt slowly but responsibly. Libra is the sign of justice, so the person makes fair decisions. Saturn in Libra in the 6th house is generally considered a very auspicious and powerful position because Saturn is exalted here. The person is not afraid of struggles but wins with patience. Ultimately, success is achieved in court cases, competitions, and jobs. The results come slowly but permanently. If a person has Scorpio as their ascendant and Aries is placed in the 6th house of their birth chart D1 and Saturn is placed there, this situation is considered mixed to challenging because Mars is the ruler of Aries, Saturn is debilitated in Aries, and the 6th house is the house of Upachaya, upliftment meaning improvement through struggle. Therefore, there is a conflict between Saturn, patience, discipline, and Aries, haste, aggression. Saturn symbolizes patience, slow progress, and responsibility, while Aries symbolizes speed, action, and quick decisions. The person may feel insecure, rush into decisions and regret them later, and experience delays in work and mental stress. The person may have a prolonged conflict with enemies. Health problems such as headaches, blood pressure, joint pain, and fatigue may occur. The person may take time to repay debts. The native may face problems such as job stress, disagreements with superiors, and delays in promotions. Saturn in Aries in the 6th house is generally considered a challenging position because Saturn is in its debilitated state. Life can be marked by struggles, delays, and mental stress. However, with Necha Bhanga, good aspect, the individual ultimately achieves great success through hard work. Results are slow but lasting. If a person's horoscope has Sagittarius as the ascendant, and the 6th house of the birth chart is Taurus, and Rahu is placed there, this is considered a very powerful position because Venus, the ruler of Taurus, is considered exalted in Taurus. In many opinions, Rahu is considered exalted in Taurus. The 6th house is the house of growth, meaning progress through struggle. Therefore, this combination often brings victory over enemies and strategic success. The person can achieve victory over enemies through cunning. Rahu is the planet of strategy, politics, and mental games. There may be politics in the office, but the person can overcome it through smart tactics. Success in competitive exams, unusual thinking, innovative strategies, and risk-taking enhance the person's ability. The person achieves success in foreign or technical fields, online business, import-export, and politics. Rahu in Taurus in the 6th house is generally considered to bring victory over enemies and strategic success. The person solves life's problems through cunning and planning. However, the person must be cautious of greed, materialism, and bad company. If a person has Gemini as their ascendant and Scorpio is placed in the 6th house of their birth chart D1 and Rahu is placed there, this position is considered deep, mysterious, and intense. Mars is the ruler of Scorpio. In some schools, Rahu is considered debilitated in Scorpio. The 6th house is the house of upachaya meaning progress through struggle. Here, Rahu's cunning and Scorpio's depth increase hidden conflicts and mental intensity. This can bring success in research, investigation, espionage, cybersecurity, medical, surgery, and secret departments. This can also lead to mental stress, suspicion, fear, and hidden anger. The person may face health problems such as reproductive organ problems, urinary infections, and toxicity, addiction. The person may face problems from hidden enemies. Rahu in Scorpio in the 6th house is an intense and karmic position. It can bring hidden conflicts, mental pressure, and intense situations into the person's life. But with the right direction and self-control, one can overcome hidden enemies and achieve great success. Self-control and positive thinking are the key here. If a person has Gemini as their ascendant and Scorpio is placed in the 6th house of their birth chart, and Ketu is placed there, this position is considered extremely mysterious and powerful. Mars is the ruler of Scorpio. In many schools, Ketu is considered exalted in Scorpio. The 6th house is the house of progress, meaning progress through struggle. Therefore, Ketu here bestows profound spiritual power, hidden potential, and karmic results. Ketu in the 6th house is often considered to confer results similar to Vipreet Raj Yoga. Therefore, anyone who opposes the person becomes weak themselves. Ketu causes sudden illness, but also brings relief just as quickly. This planet Ketu gives the person deep insight, so the person possesses the power to understand hidden things and is interested in research, tantra, and esoteric knowledge. The person possesses mental strength even in dangerous or risky tasks. Ketu in Scorpio in the 6th house is generally considered to be an enemy-conquering and karma-destroying position. Unexpected events may occur in the native's life, but the individual possesses deep inner strength. This placement can yield extremely auspicious results if one adopts a spiritual path. Self-control and patience are the keys to success here. If a person's ascendant is Sagittarius, and the 6th house of the birth chart is Taurus, and Ketu is placed there, this situation is considered to be of a mixed but deeply karmic nature. Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and some opinions consider Ketu debilitated in Taurus. The 6th house is the house of upachaya, upliftment, meaning improvement through struggle. Here, there is a conflict between Ketu, detachment, isolation, and Taurus, material happiness, stability, wealth. The person's financial instability increases, their wealth doesn't last, and sudden losses occur. The person feels dissatisfaction with their job. This means they lose interest in their job and lack stability. The person's hidden enemies say one thing to their face and another behind their backs. Ketu in Taurus in the 6th house creates material and spiritual conflict in life. The person may experience material comforts, but a sense of detachment remains within. They don't engage in direct confrontation with their enemies, but proceed in a calm manner. Discipline and restraint are necessary to maintain stability in wealth and health. What will be the effect of the 6th house according to all the zodiac signs? When Aries is placed in the 6th house of the birth chart, then the struggle in life is active, sharp and direct. Mars is the lord of Aries. Aries is a fire element and cardinal sign. The 6th house is the house of progress through struggle. Hence the person is not afraid of struggle, but fights it. Active, hard-working and result-oriented in job. Small disputes can turn into big fights. Can invest or spend in excitement. Having Aries in the 6th house makes the person struggling and courageous. Challenges come in life, but the person does not give up. Controlling anger and haste is the biggest solution. If energy is put in the right direction, then big success can be achieved. When Taurus is placed in the 6th house of a birth chart, the individual handles conflicts with stability, patience, and practical wisdom. Taurus is ruled by Venus, an earth sign and a fixed sign. The 6th house is a house of growth, improving over time, so individuals here don't react quickly but gradually turn situations in their favor. Long-term work in the same organization, trustworthy employees, financial discipline, thinking before taking loans, and repaying them gradually. Taurus in the 6th house empowers individuals to overcome struggles with patience and stability. Progress in life is gradual. Controlling health and material desires is essential. This position provides financial stability with hard work in the right direction. When Gemini is placed in the 6th house of a birth chart, the individual handles conflicts with intelligence, communication, and strategy. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, an air sign, and a dual sign. The 6th house is the house of anabolic, improving over time. Here, the individual wins battles with the mind, not with strength. Gemini in the 6th house makes a person intelligent and strategic, defeating enemies with their mind. It is important to avoid mental stress and instability. Using communication skills in the right direction can lead to great success. When Cancer is placed in the 6th house of a birth chart, a person experiences conflict emotionally. Cancer is ruled by the moon, a water element and cardinal sign. The 6th house is a house of growth, improving over time. Here, mental state has a profound impact on life's struggles. Cancer in the 6th house makes a person emotionally conflicted. They move forward with a spirit of service. Maintaining mental balance is of paramount importance. Using sensitivity in the right direction can lead to stable success in life. When Leo is placed in the 6th house of the birth chart, the person handles conflicts with confidence, leadership, and ego. Leo is ruled by the Sun, a fire element and a fixed sign. The sixth house is a house of growth, improves over time. Here, the person is not afraid of enemies, but takes the lead and faces them. Leo in the sixth house makes the person a leader in conflicts. He confronts enemies directly and does not give up. It is important to pay attention to ego and heart health. Using self-confidence in the right direction can lead to major administrative or government success. When Virgo is placed in the sixth house of a birth chart, it is considered a very natural and strong position. Because Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, the sixth house is naturally considered the house of Virgo. In the Kalpurusha Kundali, it is an earth element and a dual sign. The sixth house is the house of upachaya, progress over time, so the person here solves problems through analysis, planning, and hard work. Virgo in the sixth house is a strong position. The person solves problems with intelligence and discipline. Maintaining health and mental balance is important. Hard work in the right direction can lead to great success in the government professional field. When Libra is placed in the sixth house of a birth chart, the individual handles conflicts with balance, diplomacy, and compromise. Libra is ruled by Venus, an air sign and a cardinal sign. The sixth house is the house of progress, upachaya, progress through struggle. Here, individuals resolve problems through diplomacy and relationships rather than direct confrontation. Libra in the sixth house makes a person diplomatic and balanced. They defeat their enemies through discernment, not direct confrontation. Decision-making should be strengthened. If the right balance is maintained, this position can lead to legal and professional success. When Scorpio is placed in the sixth house of the birth chart, life's struggles become deep, intense, and karmic. Mars, the ruler of Scorpio, is a water sign and a fixed sign. The sixth house is the house of growth, progress through struggle. Here, the individual handles conflicts with emotional depth and strategy. Scorpio in the sixth house brings deep and intense conflicts. The individual possesses the ability to overcome hidden enemies. Mental balance and anger control are essential. If energy is channeled in the right direction, this position can make a person very strong and successful. When Sagittarius is placed in the sixth house of a birth chart, the individual handles conflicts through ideals, morality, and knowledge. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, a fire sign, and a dual sign. The sixth house is the house of progress, upachaya, progress through struggle. Here, the individual does not tolerate injustice and fights based on principles. Sagittarius in the sixth house makes the individual an idealistic warrior, fighting for truth and righteousness. Health and excessive idealism are essential to control. Using knowledge and morality in the right direction can lead to great administrative or academic success. When Capricorn is placed in the sixth house of a birth chart, the individual handles struggles with discipline, patience, and a work-oriented mindset. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, an earth sign and a cardinal sign. The sixth house is the house of progress, progress through struggle. Here, the individual slowly but firmly overcomes enemies. Capricorn in the sixth house makes the individual patient and hard-working in the face of struggle. The beginning of life may be difficult, but with time, strong success is achieved. It is important to pay attention to health, bones, knees, and mental toughness. With hard work and discipline, this position can lead to great administrative or government success. When Aquarius is placed in the 6th house of the birth chart, the individual handles conflicts with logic, social thinking, and a strategic approach. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, traditionally, and co-ruled by Rahu. In some schools, this is an air sign and a fixed sign. The 6th house is a house of upachaya, improvement over time. Here, the individual minimizes direct confrontation and instead wins through intellect and networking. Aquarius in the 6th house makes the individual strategic and a social fighter. He or she conquers enemies through intellect and networking. It is important to pay attention to health, nerves, blood circulation, and mental distance. Hard work in the right direction can lead to great success in the technical and government sectors. When Pisces is placed in the 6th house of the birth chart, the individual handles conflicts through emotion, intuition, and spirituality. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, a water sign, and a dual sign. The 6th house is the house of growth, improvement over time. Here, the individual avoids direct confrontation but handles situations with compassion and understanding. Pisces in the 6th house makes the individual compassionate and a spiritual fighter. They don't engage in direct combat, but instead solve problems with compassion and intuition. Emotional balance and financial discipline are essential. This placement can yield very auspicious results if service and spirituality are channeled in the right direction. What are the results if the 6th house is strong? The 6th house represents diseases, debts, enemies, litigation, service, competition, and daily work in life. If the 6th house or its lord is strong, the person does not give up in struggles and wins with time. What are the results if the 6th house is weak? The 6th house represents diseases, debts, enemies, litigation, service, job, competition, and daily struggles in life. If this house or its lord is weak, the person faces more challenges in these areas. What are the effective remedies for the 6th house, Shashtha Bhava? The 6th house is dedicated to service, so selfless service is the best remedy. Feeding the poor, helping patients in hospitals, and feeding animals, especially dogs, weaken enemies and diseases. Daily exercise, eating on time, avoiding debt, honesty in work, and thinking before lending money are also recommended.